Looking for stories that are fresh and new? Dark fantasy, humor, space exploration, time travel, cyberpunk, alternate history, and more. They're in the L. Ron Hubbard Presents Writers of the Future anthology from 24 award-winning authors and illustrators, plus art and writing tips and bonus stories. L. Ron Hubbard Presents Writers of the Future. Buy your copy at galaxypress.com, Amazon, or wherever books are sold.
Looking for something new in dark fantasy, humor, space exploration, time travel, alternative history? They're in the L. Ron Hubbard Presents Writers of the Future anthology. Get the 10-volume box set with 159 stories and full-color illustrations plus 34 articles with writings and art tips. Get the UPRN discount, $125 for the entire box set. That's a $60 savings for that beautiful box set. L. Ron Hubbard Presents Writers of the Future. Go to uprntalkradio.com, click on the link, and place your order.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Sunday edition to Into the Night with Sean Kelly. How is everybody doing today? I guess I'm doing okay. What a crazy week, huh? From January 1st to January 7th, what a crazy, crazy week. All kinds of stuff happening all over the world, here in the United States. It's kind of crazy. You know, it never ceases to amaze me. All the crap that is just happening. Well, before I get on with the show, I need to tell you about, hey, Kaysen, good to see you, buddy. I am on UPRN Talk Radio, 105.3 Mississippi, 107.7 Mississippi. And hey, Virginia, good to see you. And I also, well, I know that I'm doing this a million-hour show, that I am thankful for Carnation for sponsoring the show tonight. I really am. And so hopefully I'm doing a good job for Carnation. A couple other announcements. There's a couple things I want to mention. If you cannot get a hold of me on the Facebook, Pittsburgh Paranormal Facebook page to watch my show, you can go to my YouTube channel. The channel is Pittsburgh Paranormal Society. Okay, you can check out my shows on YouTube if you wish, or else you can meet me, here on UPR and Talk Radio on the Facebook page. Pittsburgh Paranormal Society. Also, doing a little shout out to my friend Virginia Lanigan there. She has a YouTube channel up. It's called Virginia Seeing Through the Veil. That's her YouTube, and she's just starting out. So if you want to go and check out her page, feel free to do so. And get her started like everybody else got started. But don't forget, go to my YouTube, PittsburghParanormalSociety.com. Kaysen says, do you have a separate show on Facebook? No, I don't, buddy. Every now and then I'll pop on and do a little 2-3 minute video, but not too much. The link to the show that I'm on tonight, you can get it through the Pittsburgh Paranormal Society. But that's how it works. But But as a regular, just jumping on Pittsburgh Paranormal Society, I do a 4-minute deal, nothing biggie, But so I want to talk about the major news thank you, Cindy. Good to see you. We need prayers. Good to see you too, Virginia. But it's just been like crazy 2 or 3 days, 4 days, whatever. Now I don't know if everybody has heard in the news about the situation that's happening down in Miami, Florida. Okay. Over 100 cop cars are racing to this mall. Okay. People are saying that they saw aliens or some kind of entities, three of them that were like 8 foot to 10 foot tall. It's all over TikTok, it's all over Facebook. And I want to know what your opinion is to this. Seriously, I want you to know. Now, as I discuss this with a couple friends of mine, hey, Sebastian, good to see you, buddy. Now, what I'd like to hear what you have to say about it, because as I was talking to a couple friends and sharing my views, it's like I'm on a tightrope, because the real person in me, the I guess the real me, real Sean Kelly, kind of doubts that happened. Okay, and but the paranormal side of me says it did happen. So I'm like in a little bit of a quandary here. You know what I mean? Now, before I go on, I want to Sebastian, possibly the beginnings of Blue Beam, Sean. Been prepared for years, yes, and that's what I really do believe it is. I believe it's Blue Beam, Sebastian, honestly. So yeah, I do get in quandaries, and you know what? I'm in one right now, but you know what? That's okay. You know, it's something to laugh about. But when people are saying that they see these three alien type of figures. And what was crazy, I was listening to a couple people before the show started, and they had an eyewitness stating that it kind of looked, oh, what the hell, had like a matrix kind of, uh, you know, what it's like when they go zigzag, But I, I, I can believe that. Yes, Blue Beam is here. Blue Beam is here. And it's not so much that's happening down in Miami. Okay. I have seen things or read things or saw things that, not personally, but, on YouTube, on the internet, whatever. And I know they say you can't believe the internet, but I mean, come on. So I guess all that crap that happened back in 2023, that finally they have to pull out the stops and throw in Project Bluebeam? Seriously. If it is Bluebeam, okay, what's the point? What is the point for it? To scare us? They sure as hell did a good job down in Miami. It did. Think about it, right? You got over 100 cop cars going to this scene, and the excuse was that there were a bunch of kids fighting in the mall. As God is my witness, you don't need 100 cop cars to break up a fight between kids. You just don't. You can't do it. Uh, Valiant Boar, how are you? The point is, sir, um, I believe it was Bluebeam. But what I'm trying to do, Valiant, here is to like kind of take it from both sides of the river here. You know, what do you think of it, Valiant? Tell me. Okay, Valiant Thor says these aliens will be the election variant. It will only ramp up to more sightings as the election gets closer. And that is true. And Valiant has a good point there. The elections is coming up. But you also got to remember, too, okay, uh, the Epstein list, the Jeffrey Epstein list is coming, that came out, you know. And and of course, it's probably a distraction from that. But let's just say, what was crazy about the whole thing is that I know that the power went off on 60,000 homes and businesses down there when this happened. They canceled flights. at the airport, and there was no fly zones happening except for black helicopters. Okay. Now, I mean, if the government really wanted to go out and pull a maneuver like this to scare the shit out of people, they sure as hell did. They sure, yes, they are brilliant at creating diversions. And this was a mass. I bet this wasn't a very expensive um, one. But so the paranormal side of me says yes. Okay, with the Project Bluebeam. Okay, so I would like to know what you all feel, if you can. Everybody that is in, is that the incident involving the 8 foot ETs? Yes, Kason, that's it. Well, I'm glad you said that. Virginia says they created hysteria. Yes, and they did, and it worked. Because if you look at the UFOs, the UAPs, whatever and how you want to call them, why the government was holding back on telling the people that they exist is because of one of the reasons is because of sheer madness with people. People freak out. Well, they threw Bluebeam out there, and look what it did down in Miami. You know, and so you go on TikTok and you go on the internet and you're listening to all these people. You're getting 50,000 different stories. You don't know who to believe. You know, but you hear it, you read about it, and then the final thing is that you just got to make your own choice. Hey, Mika, good to see you. Patrick Kelly, my bro. Aliens. That's my bro. Patrick, how you doing, Patrick? Good to see you. Yeah, they are. That's what you think they are. That they're aliens. They're aliens. But I'm not going to be swayed and told that they're not aliens and that I'm crazy and that I'm insane and I'm a little loopy. You know what I mean? I'm gonna tell you how I feel. I'm gonna tell anybody like that. Okay, Valiant Thor, at work, random channeling surfing, having lunch and saving the world. I'm glad you're saving the world, brother. I'm glad we need a lot more people like you to save the world. Patrick, when did they be illegal aliens? When they You're sick in the head, dude. That's my brother, so I guess we think on the same wavelength here. Valiant Thor is watching from Los Alamos National Laboratory Isotope Production Facility. Thank you. Thank you for your hospitality. And thank you, sir. Thank you for listening in on your lunch. I truly appreciate it. Um, so, they're aliens. So what? They're blue beams made by the government. So what? Mika says, I think they are possibly physical spirits. And that is true. If that's what you feel, Mika, God bless you, man. I mean, girl, I don't know. Mika, that's a girl. I'm sorry. But you know what? Whatever you want to think it is, whatever you believe it is, then that's cool because, you know, we have that God given right to think what we want to do. Here, Patrick says they should pay taxes then. Yeah, they should, brother. Yeah, they should. But you know what? No matter what you think, if you think it is an alien, if you think it's a bunch of horse crap, um, then you know what? God bless you because that is your opinion. And we are all entitled to opinions. Okay, Virginia says you can have 5 people witness something and each tell you from a different perspective. And that's true, sir. That's true, Virginia. Kaysen says, I think it's kind of possible if it's real. Those creatures were hopping dimensions. Yeah. Now, here's okay, hold on. Valiant says, if this incident happens on a larger scale, we're in for a wild ride. Only thing left is for the ETs to reveal themselves. Then every single piece of toilet paper on the planet will be gone. That's funny. But you know what? Valiant, this is for another show, but I do believe that the ETs have actually rebuilt themselves in some certain type of different ways. But it's just pure madness down there in Miami, and God only knows where it's going to happen again, you know. So for me personally, okay, what this world is all screwed up. It's been screwed up for the last 3, 4 years. And you know what? Whatever comes down the pike, everybody's smart. We deal with the way we have to deal with it. If you have the option, you have the entitlement to hit the panic button if you want, or not hit the panic button, you know. But you just have to see what comes down the pike after this. Okay. Valiant Thor says eventually it will lead to a stricter surveillance state and more government control than the sickness brought us. So true. Exactly. Mika says, did we need every police department in the state to break up one fight? Good question. Do you? I know here in Pittsburgh, I've been to, I have witnessed big fights. I have seen, and maybe 6 or 7 police cars at the max for that. Cindy Simpson says, that is why you are an amazing host, as you never force your opinion on others. Open conversation is enjoyable. Thank you very much, Cindy, for saying that. I appreciate it. But, 7 or 8 cars, that's all you need. A couple paddy wagons, and then you're going in. So it's like, okay, it happens. I'm glad Valiant is sharing, Mika, Cindy is sharing, Kason is sharing. And back to Kaysen, he says, I think it's kind of possible if it's real, those creatures were, hopping dimensions. And Kaysen, honest to God, they do. There is open portals everywhere. And they can jump from wherever they want to go to. Michael Anthony, hello, sir. Good to see you. Welcome to the show. And I don't know. Put the fear of God in the people, and but see what what I don't see. I think it was Valiant that said all this crap is happening before the election coming up in November. What's it going to do? Mika says, open-minded. I love it here. Thank you I'm glad you said that. Valiant Thor says, there's been so much secrecy and disinformation over the last 100 years that it became impossible to prove anything in the face of official denial. That is true. Everything you're saying tonight, Valiant, is true. But also, like I said earlier before the distraction, you got the Jeffrey Epstein list that's out there right now. And that came out right around the time when all that crap happened down in Miami, So, but they think we're dumb. The people out there, the government and all that crap, they think we're dumb and that we do not realize what is happening out there. Of course, everybody knew the list was coming out, but you didn't have to throw Miami into a freaking fiasco about it. You didn't need to do that because it's not distracting us. Sebastian said, 3D sky show on the way. I have seen many strange things in the sky, and the largest was 2001. The news said it was the Northern Lights. But this had a back to it. Okay, talk about it, brother. And I'm just waiting for the big alien invasion to happen through Project Bluebeam to happen, where all these things are showing up and, all these UFOs, all these UAPs happening and all coming down on the earth, up in the sky. I'm like, wow, this thing could be a catastrophe. It would just drive people crazy, It'd be nice, if people, instead of taking everything for face value, Just, do your research, look into it some more, and then come up with your own conclusions. Mika says, I've had a wicked doppelganger experience and it spoke twice. I locked eyes with it for three. You locked eyes with it for 3 to 5 seconds, and it just disappeared. And Virginia says, I don't believe they are here to harm us. I could take that one. And Mika, what an experience, dude. Never had a doppelganger yet experience, but you know what? Maybe someday down the pike, I will have one. But thank you for sharing that. Seriously, thank you for sharing that. I don't know. Has anybody else had a Doppler ganger experience? And Virginia says, I don't believe they are here to harm us. Um, I beg to differ on that a little bit, Virginia. I do believe that the majority of them, oh, of course they can wipe us out if they wanted to. Of course they could wipe us out. But I think there are some good aliens, and I believe there's some bad aliens. Okay. And people, they do exist, you know. Um, there is so much information, so much books written, papers written, all kinds of stuff written about the aliens. What the royal family are reptilians. I mean, come on. I remember we did a show on chasing prophecy a long time ago, and we talked about how the royal family were reptilians. And I remember I was waiting for the SAS to come to my house the next morning and send me to jail, take me to England, to arrest me. And I'm totally serious about that. I was worried, but it never happened. Valiant Thor says, we don't kill ants by force, but with chemistry. ETs would most likely to do the same and we wouldn't stand a chance. Oh, no, you're right, Valiant. I mean, in a split second, it would be gone, you know? And if there was an alien invasion, what can you do? Can't run. They'll find you. And before you even spot them, and then they send all their light, all their rays or whatever, and they, just, um, we're all dead. Mika says, I think we're all connected. If they harm us, they're also harming themselves. They need us here for something. And Mika, I do believe why they need us here is because we're like a breeding planet for them. They people who get uh, what do you call it, beamed up or whatever. Um, they do take the DNAs and they do type of experiences on people, and so yeah, they do need us. They definitely do, and but you know, just like in Star Trek, I guess um, there were some pretty bad ones, absolutely. But that's my feeling in Miami. Project Bluebeam, and it got the whole, I guess, United States kind of intrigued and worried about it. So it's all up to you. But the best one I saw on the Project Bluebeam was the picture of the Virgin Mary in the clouds down in Mexico. Kaysen says, oh, Virginia says, yeah, I believe that for sure. And Kaysen says, I think the only invasion that will happen by the governments. Valiant Thor, have a blessed night. Like and subscribe. Thank you, Valiant. Appreciate you coming in, and I hope you have a safe work, after your lunch. CERN. I haven't heard that name in a while. Mika, everybody know what CERN is. If I'm right, Mika is over in Switzerland or Norway, somewhere over in that area, and they set off this machine which opens up portals. It's crazy. I mean, we'd have to do a show on that. or I can find somebody that knows more about discern, and we can go for it. But we've talked about it a couple times, and that's kind of scary. You know what I mean? It's kind of scary because if you open up all these little wormholes out in the universe, okay, um, God only knows what's coming in. You know. But it is 8:30. I'm going to take my minute and a half break so you all, can go to the bathroom. Next door to the Rothschilds. Yes, sir, Mr. Anthony. Yes, sir. All right, so I'm going to take a minute and a half break here. If you have to go to the bathroom, get something to drink or tidy up, whatever. But I'll be back in a minute and a half and we'll continue on.
Looking for something new in dark fantasy, humor, space exploration, time travel, alternative history? They're in the L. Ron Hubbard Presents Writers of the Future anthology. Get the 10-volume box set with 159 stories and full color illustrations plus 34 articles with writings and art tips. Get the UPRN discount, $125 for the entire box set. That's a $60 savings for that beautiful box set. L. Ron Hubbard Presents Writers of the Future. Go to uprntalkradio.com, click on the link, and place your order.
Looking for stories that are fresh and new? Dark fantasy, humor, space exploration, time travel, cyberpunk, alternate history, and more. They're in the L. Ron Hubbard Presents Writers of the Future anthology from 24 award-winning authors and illustrators, plus art and writing tips and bonus stories. L. Ron Hubbard Presents Writers of the Future. Buy your copy at galaxypress.com, Amazon, or wherever books are sold.
Hey, welcome back to everybody to the second part of the Sunday edition of Into the Night with me, Sean Kelly. I'm on UPRN Talk Radio 105.3 Mississippi, 107.7 New Orleans. So just a little past update of what we did in the first half hour or so. We were talking about the incident that happened down in Miami about the alien attack, or is it an alien attack? Was it real? I believe it, like Project Bluebeam. Mika says here, CERN plus Project Bluebeam equals chaos. Michael Anthony said it's also the Orsini family, which I do believe are kind of related to the Rothschilds. I do believe we talked about that the other night. So whatever you guys want, or ladies, whatever you all want to believe what happened down there, then believe it. Okay. But just take everything with a grain of salt, and like my friend Michael says, do your research. Really, do your research on it. So we're going to go to a couple other things that happened, this first week of January, which was a crazy week. With all this shit going on in Miami, and over in Germany, the farmers and the haulers and the railway workers are all on strike over there. Okay. No one knew about that. I didn't know about it until a couple of days ago. And they're causing a real big ruckus over there. I mean, I saw videos of, them throwing manure on some of the people who are in charge of Germany and stuff like that. It's kind of crazy what they're doing, but no one knew about that. No one. Oh, and Kaysen says, and the Bilderbergs. Huh. That's a new name. I have to check them on. Um, and also, Michael, if you're still on, Michael Anthony has a show. Michael Anthony's show is American Crisis Under Siege, and you have to tune in and listen to his podcast. I mean, it's the man's smart, and I've learned so much from Mr. Anthony, and he's a good person to listen to. Um, but yeah, over there in Germany, them farmers are going at it and throwing manure and dumping all kinds of stuff on the highways. They had like a blockade set up, and all these cars were backed up. And I do believe something over in Seattle the same way. So I don't know what's going over there in Seattle, but all I know is that um, it's not good because the protesters are out there and they're blocking traffic and stuff like that. What is this world coming to? What is it? Now, when you want to protest here in the States, you have every right to protest something, but you don't have to go to the extremes. You know, all it does is make you look like an asshole. It really does. And in fact, some protesters they got hurt in some protesting that they did. For what? What's protesting do? You're allowed to voice. You're allowed to tell your concerns, but gluing your hands to the cement on the roadways, that's a little bit insane, don't you think? I mean, I sure as hell wouldn't sit in the middle of the road and glue my hands to the drive. You know, oh God, um, to the roads. I wouldn't do it. No, I would voice it like I would be voicing my opinion here on my show in other places. But don't act like an asshole and just go on the roads and just like protest because you want to save the trees. You know what? Think about it. Okay, so they tear down trees, but they don't realize that little seeds fall from the trees and they grow new trees. You know, it might, or forest fires. Some people deliberately burn forest fires, especially up in Canada this year. I have no doubt in my mind that they were intentionally set. But then again, you wipe out all the trees, and all of a sudden new ones grow. That's called the evolution of life. You'll never. I mean, God bless the animals that get killed in this situation. God bless them, and I feel for that. And I think that's where the most catastrophe, where people should get really angry at, is hurting the animals when they do shit like that. You know, it's crazy. But who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? But somebody else is going to come up with something in their mind and make life hard for every one of us. I need a haircut. Kaysen says the history as we know it is coming to an end. This is the confusion before the end of this age. And Kaysen, I'll be honest with you. God bless our young people. God bless our young people. I mean, I'm 61 and I grew up right, and I feel bad for them, not knowing what's going to be happening for them in the future. So hopefully that the youngins will listen to us elders. Yeah, Steve, good to. Hey, Steve, welcome, buddy. Yeah, we're screwed. Hey, oh man, this is Steve. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate that. I really do. But yeah, I just feel. I mean, but I know that shit is coming down the pike, and they say put your head between your legs, and you say a prayer to God. And, if you go, you go. If you don't, you don't. But you don't have to go out and cause hell for other people by protesting like that. There are other ways. I mean, seriously, there are other ways. Now, okay, so we talk about the Germans of the Germany where the farmers are all screwing up. How about that dude over in Las Vegas, right? That the Nevada judge, where that guy took a flying leap over her, over her stand or whatever she and attacked her. Just took a flying leap and attacked her. Now, I heard a debate about that. I heard a debate about it, and it was like, well, the guy got mental illness. Okay, so he has mental illness, but don't you think? But don't you think that they would have more protection for judges? They don't. They don't. The guy wasn't even in handcuffs. But when I saw that video with that boy flying over that, my God, he could have signed up for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Honest to God, as a linebacker. Really. But I mean, he was asking, for probation, and she said no. And that split second in his mind, he probably, just like snapped out. He just snapped, went after. Is that what our role? No, I'm not condone. I'm not sticking up for the dude that attacked the judge. I mean, no way near am I, sticking up for him. But I believe that this is actually happening to every one of us out there in the world. You know, can people be nice to each other? I mean, if the guy was sick or something was happening, they, they could have done like give him some medicine or something like that to calm his ass down before he went into jail or before he went into the court. They could have done something to protect the judge and to protect like the security people that were in there. I know one had to go to the hospital because he got hurt. But do they care? No. If they don't care for their own damn judges, then why would they care for us? Why? They don't. All it is about the money, the Benjamins, as everybody says. But me being, what do they call, optimistic, I believe that something good is going to come out of all this bullcrap. Now, I can guarantee it, we're going to go through hell before something good happens. I believe that. I don't want to personally, and I'm talking about me, I personally do not want to fall into where I'm angry at everybody. I still have an open mind. And I hope everybody out there has an open mind. So they can, think of things. Maybe my buddy Steve, he'll come up with something that will like make life easier for people. Michael Anthony, Kason, Lisa, everybody that listens to my show, maybe you guys will come up with something that will definitely help everybody out. There's always that chance. Thank you. Michael Anthony says, stay strong, everyone. You got to. Thank you for saying that, Michael. Thank you very much, buddy. Appreciate that. But like Michael says, you got to stay strong. The minute you show weakness, they'll just walk all over you. You don't want to be walked on. You just want to fight. But how you fight, you just do it the right way, and you just don't go out and damn protest. That's bullshit. Protesting bullshit. But That's how I feel in them situations at so far. But with the Nevada judge getting attacked, there's no call for it. They need to protect it. And I think as I was listening to notes, because I Googled it before I went up, and I do believe that there was a judge somewhere else got shot because he didn't listen, he didn't give this guy what he wanted, so the guy had somebody go out and kill him. And that lady judge that killed her son, the guy killed her son and her husband. What is this freaking world coming to? Thank you, Michael. And Michael says, and watch the show. Sean will keep it entertaining for you. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that, buddy. Thank you. Um, so what what's the whole point? What's the whole point behind shooting judges? Because they're going to send you to jail? Well, if you screwed up, yeah, you're going. I don't know. This world is crazy. But I believe in my heart, I do believe in my heart that it will get better. It will. I really believe that. I might be dead and 6 feet under, but eventually it's going to happen. You know. Uh, Next is on. I want to talk about the Jeffrey Epstein list. All those people that went to Epstein Island. Okay, there's 150 people on that list. Some people we know, some people we don't know. But they finally got caught. So maybe they will go to jail like they're supposed to. Who knows what's going to happen? But everybody knows about the list and they know about the people's names on there. I really don't really want to get into this too much. I really don't. But if it came down for 150 people on this list that went to Epstein Island, then I guess it had to. I guess it had to. So where it goes from here, from now on, who knows? But hopefully everyone, everything works out to where the people who did bad stuff on that island, you know, get their punishment as they're kind of told to get for breaking that rule. Who knows? Who knows? I'm just so happy with all the people talking in the chat room tonight, so I know life is good. Today was a good show. Michael says, and will keep entertaining for you. I will try my best. But like seriously, you all have to check out Michael Anthony. And whenever he comes on the podcast, when he does his show, I will post it to the Pittsburgh Paranormal Society page. And you are more than welcome to jump in and join him and just listen, because he has a very good, very, very good podcast. But last but not least, I don't know if anybody's been watching or listening to the news, but Cat Williams. Cat Williams is a comedian, okay? And he was on, it's called Club Shay Shay, or whatever his guy's name, Shannon Sharp's podcast. And Cat Williams laid it all out of all the bullshit that happens in the entertainment, how people steal from each other, steal jokes from me. Michael is awesome. Yes, he is, Bill. Hey, Bill, welcome to the show, buddy. Michael is awesome, see? And let loose on all the comedians that were stealing jokes from other comedians. He just let it all on the line. If you got an hour and a half of time during the day, look up the Cat Williams interview with Shannon Sharp. And you'll just be amazed on what the hell happens. It's crazy. It's crazy what they do. And he brings up so many truthful points, and he's brutally, totally truthful. And people actually went back to check what Cat Williams was saying about the different um, comedians. Okay. And he was right. He was definitely right. So you have to check it out. So January 1st through January 7th, it's been a rough week. Okay. And who knows what's going to happen beyond today, you know? Um, who knows? But whatever comes down the pike, whatever bullshit situation that happens, okay, just be prepared. Have an open mind and do your research on the thing that has happened. And you can come up with your own conclusions. Yes, you can come up with your own. Now, if you want to, you can go and share it to the world, or you can just keep it to yourself. And when this shit happens and things happen and you know what's going to happen and how you feel about it, then it will make life a lot more easier for you. I promise you that. I promise you. I do want to talk a little bit about my show coming up on Tuesday. That's true, Virginia, seeing through the veil. We can only change ourselves. And you know what? Yeah, we can. I made that, I'm not calling it a resolution, but I made a promise to myself that, what what I was like before in 2023 and 2022, I'm trying to be different this time around, you know. Be the best, Virginia says, be the best person you can be and leave the rest up to God. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? And everybody out there, and who do not believe in God, who believes in Buddha, who believes in Allah, whoever, what you believe in, you can do that. Just give it up to who you believe. You know, don't have to be God. It's whoever you believe in. Kaysen says, yes, here in Sri Lanka, it's becoming hard to live. Sometime about to happen, I don't know what. Kaysen, all you got to do is just take it one day at a time, 1 minute at a time, and go from there. Because I know for a fact, my friend, that you can handle whatever situation comes down the pike with you. I can guarantee it. And that's the same way with that Michael, and the same way Virginia and Cindy Mitz and everybody. You know, everybody, we can do this. Just whatever comes down the pike, you got to take it head on, man. I mean, there's that thing in AA where they say, well, when shit happens, give it to God or give it to your higher power. But in order for you to grow, you have to take on the situation and work your way through that. That's what you need to do. And everything will be okay. And that's my favorite line. Everything will be okay. You're still alive. You still have a house you got a roof over your head. You're eating. You're alive. And what more do you want out of life? What more do you want? I'm happy and content with what I got. Hey, Tommy Miller, good to see you, pal. Welcome to the show. That's like 2 in a row for you. It's been a while. Good to see you, buddy. But what more do you want in life? I'm happy with what I got. So what I want to say to everybody before I pull the cards for everybody, Gary says, good evening, my friend. Ben's future ghost was in Mason. Gary, we're talking about Ben Roethlisberger and Mason Rudolph. Okay, good evening, my friend. Ben's future ghost was in Mason yesterday. Yes, he was. But I just want to do a little sidebar here real quick. And Gary, if you want to know that The AFC North, which considers Baltimore, Cleveland, Cincinnati, and Pittsburgh, is the first division to where every team in the division had a winning record. That's a little sidebar thing. Just thought I'd share that with you guys. Tommy Miller says, I'm sure 2024 will be a crazy year, but we will get through it. We always do. That's the attitude, Tommy. That's what I like to hear. Virginia says that there's a lot of good going on in the world. We're just not hearing it in the news. That is true. That is true, Virginia. We're not hearing it. Maybe we should have a news outlet where they do tell the truth. And Cindy Simpson says, definitely happy with what I have. So thankful. Claude, that's it in a nutshell. If you're happy with what you got, what the hell do you need? What do you need? Yeah, Sebastian, there is a link for it. Michael Anthony's channel. I'll get it to you after the show. Or Michael, if you're still in the room, do you want to connect with Sebastian? That would be cool. So it's just, don't worry, be happy. Remember that song? Don't worry, be happy. But it is getting close to the witching hour here, and I am going to draw the cards because Sunday night I draw cards. And it's the 3-card deal. They're animal deck. It's animal medicine cards. And I'm going to draw 3. One for your past, one for now, and one for the future. Please write these down as I pull them. And after the show tonight, just Google what those animals mean as your totems. It's really cool. Oh, Virginia says exactly. Okay, here we go. All right, so I shuffled them and I cut them. See? All right. The first card that I pull is the butterfly. That's your past card, the butterfly. There you go. The second card, the now, what's happening now, is the fox. That's the fox. That's your now card. And your future card, I'm about to draw right now, is the lynx. And I'm going to draw one more card that will override that 3-card spread. And that is the jaguar. Jaguar. A lot of cats on that one. But that is your pull for this Sunday. Tuesday, my show is going to be about Satan. Okay. Did he get a raw deal? I have to, tell you a disclosure here. When I do my show, I just do it from what I feel. Virginia says we don't take anything with us either when we leave here. That's true. You come in poor, you leave poor. And you're buried in a 6 feet, cemetery plot. But this Tuesday coming up, I'm going to have a show on Satan. And it's not going to be, I have a problem with the Holy Book, the Bible. Okay. So I'd done this show maybe about 3 years ago. And I want to do it again, because I want to see, not people's reactions. I can't stop you from if you believe and if you don't believe. But I just think it needs to be brought up again. Okay. Kaysen says, got to tune into that show. And it's going to be okay. It really is. I did it before and it had a good output on it. And after the show tonight, I'm going to set it up. Gary says, just a note, Sean, on the cats. My father used to own an ocelot before he met my mom. Oh, really? That's cool as hell. That's cool. So maybe that cat card helped you out, brother. Well, it's time to get going. Okay, I want to thank everybody coming in and listening to the show. Um, I hope you have a nice evening, and hopefully see you guys on Tuesday. And children, please, if you can, okay, go to your parents. See you in the morning, Steve. Thank you for being on this, coming in and listening. Children, please go to your parents and give them a hug and tell them that you love them. And parents, please go to your children, give them a hug, and tell them that you love them. And if you don't have no children and if you have no parents, find somebody to give a hug to and tell them you love them. Because those three words, I love you, go a long way. And on that note, good night and see you Tuesday.